Hi. Welcome to this virtual surveyor tutorial video where I will talk about cue points. But first, what are cue points? Cue points are the most valuable points in your area. They are the few points that describe your topography most precisely. A surveyor would typically pick these points when conducting a terrestrial survey. For example, this area can be described with only a few points, while your drone dataset will contain many data values to describe that same area. Virtual Surveyor contains an algorithm that extracts these cue points for you. And now I'm going to show you how that works. As with many processes in Virtual Surveyor, you need a boundary to delineate your area of interest. I have already drawn that boundary in this project. I select the boundary, and in the Point Grid section, I will set the type to cue points. I will also set an elasticity. The elasticity determines how well your cue points describe the terrain. The lower the elasticity, the more precise your final surface will be. But it might capture details that you're not interested in, such as individual rocks. Then I click Point Grid, and the cue points will be generated. And when I navigate around, I see that the cue points algorithm has done its job. I have few points for these flat areas, while it captured more points for these irregular areas. When I generate a triangulation, I will see that it corresponds very well with my initial terrain. With cue points, you can drastically reduce your production times because you don't need to place most of the survey points manually anymore. Of course, there will be some errors, like the cue points over the crane, but I will explain to you in a different tutorial the tips and tricks on how to work with that. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that it was useful. And as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us on support.virtualsurveyor.com.